And excellent. I think I'm good to host at this moment. All right, gang, let's start. And I just want to let you know that I have it planned time-wise that at the last 5 minutes after we do our bamboo in the wind, we're going to do a seated meditation. So you optional if you don't want to stay.
Yeah, I have a 10 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So FYI, just to start integrating the more inward turn of the energy for this time of year. Put a stake in the ground for some inward energy. So let's start though with a little chi massage in the upper region. So we're gonna take the flat of the fist and whack on the meaty part of the chest below the collarbone, activating some lung chi. Yeah, moving the energy out, stagnant energy out of the lungs, creating some more vibrancy in that area for those functions, which include respiration and immune function. And then with an open hand down the inside of the arm to the wrist with some vigor, opening up the meridians, flip it over, up the outside. And we'll do 2 more rounds on the arm. And before we switch sides, let's take a little moment to like close the eyes and just tune in to notice comparatively side to side. Like this is what we're up to. If you can start to feel a difference side to side, waking up this invisible life force energy. And then we'll proceed to the other side. This is self-massage on key pressure points that are also proximate to the actual organs we're boosting, which is the lungs in this case. Kristen's here. Welcome.
It's still something.
We just started something. And then we'll slap down the inside of the arm with that palm to the wrist. Flip over the arm, slap up the outside. And 2 more rounds, waking up the meridians. This is going to be our hottest day so far, I think. I don't know, 83 is a prediction, which when it says 78, it hits 83. Yeah, exactly. And then after 3 times, come to the sternum with fingers or knuckles. And I'm going to adjust my camera. Keep going.
You already did the other side.
We did, so catch up with us. On the sternum where the thymus gland is generally under there. T cell production. Technical difficulties over and over again. And then a little out where the ribs hook into the sternum, where the kidney points lay, some of the kidney meridian in between each rib, the intercostals. All right. And then a moment, maybe hands on the belly for some belly breath. If you're standing, soft knees, aligned with gravity, let it be effortless. Soften the face, the front body. Allow the breath in through the nose, expand the abdomen as you inhale. As you exhale through the nose, softening. Breath is full and deep and low and slow. And more importantly, it's an allowing breath. You come to it with the kind of trying to breathe deeply, you might start to feel constricted, which will shorten the breath. And then we'll shift to a soaring eagle breath. So as we inhale, we're going to float the arms up like wings, crisscross at the wrist, palms touch. Top of the very inhale, you can stretch a little or fill more air up into the upper regions. Notice which hands in front, and then we'll alternate as we inhale. Soaring eagle breath. Exhaling, floating the arms down so effortlessly. One more time on that last side. We're in that season now that we're officially in autumn where we're going to focus more on the lungs. The metal element rules this season. And of course, breath is always a focus for us in this practice. So it's the quickest way to increase our life force energy. But this is a great time of year to really kind of boost the expansion of our breath capacity and our robustness of aliveness through that. So let's do a purge called the pump. It's for warming up. It's bringing in new energy into the lungs, directing it to our batteries of the kidneys, and we're going to use momentum. So bend the knees, straighten the knees, bend the knees, straighten the knees. And the breath pattern is in through the nose, out through the mouth. The arms just drop with momentum and swing up with momentum. Make the range of motion work for you. Releasing with that exhale anything that's not needed. Therapeutic for the low back. And then maybe a pulling down of sorts of the heavens for grounding, settling any lightheadedness, a more full inhale and then exhale to settle. It can be like trees, dropping our leaves, getting release when necessary, but to hang on to everything. That's what breath practice is good, because we always have to exhale. All right, let's go into a twisting and warm up for our spine and for knocking on key pressure points, including the door of light, turning from the hips and waist, letting the arms wrap and knock. No weight shift here. There's a little bit of a bounce with the leg, letting the head turn over the shoulders, and all an invitation that you can say no, maybe, or modify to. And Kristen and Marna weren't here, but we're gonna take the last 5 minutes of our practice for a seated meditation in honor of the inward energy shifts. I'm gonna start staking the ground, so that balance. And then come up to the chest with the front fifth, back to the lung points. Back arm stays low. And third level up on the trapezius with an open hand. Slapping out any tightness and tension in the neck, shoulder area. All of it will be gone after this. It's all gone. After this, we're
It's all
done. No
gone.
more neck tension
You're
ever again.
magic. Magic.
Around the world.
Isn't that terrific? And then come back to the chest when you're ready. Behind you, getting twist, gentle belt. And then to the belts, belt channel, horizontal channel, down around here. Slow it down, come to stillness, take a moment just to feel the energy that you are cultivating. Wherever you're feeling it, spine, chest, back, hands, head, neck. All right, 6 ways the spine moves. Let's move into the third and the fourth way, extension and flexion with spinal cord breathing. So bending the knees, this is like a cat-cow standing. So we're bending the knees, the fists are loose, and the arms are up. You could rest your arms if you don't want to do this. But what's nice about this version is you're opening up the shoulders and the
Oh, yeah.
chest. When you inhale, when you exhale, you're opening up the upper back a little extra. As you inhale, start the upward. As you exhale, start the downward. Coordinating the full breath with the full arc of the movement. I don't know if I said hi to Kiara. Hi, Kiara. I think Aunt Anna went to your Tai Chi class. Yay. And then we're gonna do a variation where we spiral open to one side. So also extension and spiral. Come back to the center, open the hands, and we're gonna do the healing sound, which is a purging sound for the lungs as we exhale. Squeezing out, and then other side. Back to center, open the hands. Let's do a couple more seconds. One more set, right now. Or left and right. All right, that could be anything like grief, sadness, or like actual, bacteria, viral, whatever, pathogenic chi from the lungs. It's just a kind of an adaptogenic way to move energy out in a skillful way. If you are experiencing loss of a democracy or anything, if you can't make the space for the emotional release, that's a good way to keep moving the energy anyway and not be stagnant. All right. So, and then let's do a little dog wags its tail. So this is to open the spine in the 5th and 6th directions, which is laterally. So I'm gonna go into a medium wide stance with my legs, which you may not be able to see because my camera wants to fall off when I tilt it. But we're gonna shift the weight, bend the knee, shift the weight from side to side, and then even a little push off from the side. Bend, push off. Let that create a ripple effect all the way up the whole torso, including and especially the spine. The arms are soft, the head's wagging, the tail is wagging. You might even feel your low spine doing a little wag. You're in one plane, side to side. And I'm not lifting my shoulders, I'm just really letting them move. You can vary the speed on this too. easy. Easy, freezy, peasy. All right. And if you want to go to the little faster version where it's maybe more the lower spine, like you might actually feel your tailbone a little bit moving like a puppy. All right. All right. Do you have a to-do list? Move the spine in all 6 directions. Check. I do. No.
What else is there?
I know, right? Let's do it. All right, I'm looking at my list. Yeah, we did that. Okay, let's, so when we do, like, for example, we do something like this, we're really focused on the spine, the actual, like, skeleton from top to bottom in the center of the body. Now, full body flow, we're gonna be stretching the major muscle groups front and back. That's when you get to really push your hips forward. So starting with a forward fold, with a wide legs, just letting everything yield to gravity. Allow the breath to be deep and full into the kidneys, into the ribs. Drop and relax the head, shoulders, neck. Deepen the breath. Stretch the back body. Stretch everything that surrounds the lungs with your breath. Bend one leg a little, straighten the other one more, and breathe here. And then switch legs. Breath deep, full. All right, come back to center, bend your knees, and then we're gonna roll up with the inhale, grab the back of one of your hands, bringing up some earth energy. I'm gonna spiral the palms face up, push the hips forward, engage my buttocks, kind of just tuck the low back, really stretch front body. Exhale, float down like this, or swan dive, or roll down gently, whatever works for your back. Bend the knees, roll up on the inhale, full body float. Feel these. Synchronized breath and movement. One more exhale, one more inhale with this pattern. At the top after our forward, our pushing the hips forward stretch. Come upright, bring the arms out, and press the palms away. You can walk the feet in a little bit, whatever is comfortable. And we're going to stretch the meridians of the arms, spread the fingers, and the neck, ear to shoulder, with the weight of the head. Keep the breath deep. Exhaling through the mouth, purging that tension in the neck. Roll across gently. Gentle chin to chest to the other side. Doing the neck. Then back to center, drop the arms, take a moment just to notice, with or without your eyes closed, just opening of the energy in the fingers, the palms, hands, the neck. I was, joking about the neck tension being never again, but what I wanted to speak to is that when we can feel the energy moving into places that some tend to be stagnant, we know we're doing something because everything is starting with energy. So just be heartened. If you feel energy moving in your neck, it's a good thing. All right. We are going to do a little bit of manifestation for the equinox, brand new season, cardinal energy of air, setting something into motion through our power of the mind. And we're gonna do a little lunge and flow and archer combo with heart to sky. So let us start though in wide-legged stance with hands at the heart and just turning your energy towards your heart and identifying an intention, quality, a vision for you personally or collectively that you would like to express more, see more, be more. Maybe breathe it into every cell. Be glad for it coming into fruition. Because time is nonlinear, certain realms, certain realities. And then we are going to do some lunge flow and then archer to like send our arrows of desire. So we're going to go into a stance. You could mirror me if you want. So your front leg is going to point one direction to draw a line. It will bisect the back like a warrior two, if you know what that is in yoga, a wide enough stance so when you bend your knee, you're not going to go too far over your ankle. Hands at the heart. This is like a warrior two, but with flow and the breath. It's a Taoist Taoist yoga move. So as we exhale, the upper body is going to do this, like float the hands apart. On the inhale, we float them in. And it's a simple enough movement. So the trick is more just to do it slow enough with the breath. When we exhale, we're going to also go into the lunge with the knee. The knee is going to bend and our hand is going to go forward. And we're going to kind of follow the gaze with the front hand. On the inhale, we're going to straighten that front knee. Gaze follows there, back to the heart. So let's take a catch inhale here. When you're ready to exhale, float the hands apart, flow into warrior two. When you're ready to exhale, when you're ready to inhale, straighten the front knee, bring that energy back to the heart. Going, I'll just remind you the time and remind. On the next exhale, we're going to hold the lunge. So you can drop the shoulders onto the back. Make sure your spine is vertical. Everything's in a similar plane. Looking over that front hand. This arm might be low for me because of my shoulder, but you want to be parallel to the earth. And we are going to now shoot some arrows of desire into the infinite field. So thumbs are going to come up, the palms face forward. We're going to sweep and inhale, taking the best of the past, the present, and now looking towards our future. The hips might turn forward. That's an inhale. As we exhale, we set our sights on our intention. As we inhale, we straighten that front knee and pull the bow to our hearts. And as we exhale, we flow back into warrior two. So thumbs up, inhale, gather. Exhale, set your sights. Remember your intention, embody it. Inhale, draw to the heart, straighten that front knee, open the chest. Exhale, let the arrow fly. Thumbs up, inhale, gather. Exhale, set your sights. Inhale, draw the bow. Exhale, let it fly. Do one more on this side. Inhale, gather. Exhale, set your sights. Inhale, draw that intention to the heart. Open the heart. Exhale, let it fly, bend that knee. Very good. And now, feet come facing forward. Hands to the heart. We're going to do a little heart to sky. Inhale, open that space in front of the heart. You can bow up. As you exhale, float the hands back to the heart, bow down. 2 more of those, heart to sky. Exhaling. Very fluid, easeful. Wonderful. And before we turn to the other side, come back, hands to heart, reconnect with your intention, or maybe you have another intention for this side. Smile it into your being, breathe it into your being. And then we'll switch sides with the feet back into that warrior type stance. Again, in one plane. So my hips, my feet, my shoulders, hands to the heart. And we are going to take a catch inhale here. And as we exhale, we float the hands apart, bend that front knee. Inhale back to the heart. Spine vertical as you lunge. Let the legs be the lunge, the spine be vertical. Gaze is soft, but kind of follows that front hand. The breath, the movement, synchronized, creates that oneness of body, mind, mind, body, and the gaze kind of reinforces it when there's an opportunity for that. Allowing us to shift into parasympathetic, dominant nervous system, dominant state, blah, blah, blah. On the next exhale, we'll hold the warrior for a moment. Drop the shoulders on the back, straightening, not straightening, but verticalizing your spine in case you've started to lunge forward. Arms horizontal, looking over that front hand. All right, and now we are going to do our archer on this side. So thumbs point up. And I'm going to inhale, sweep, and gather the best of what is useful. Exhale, set my sights. Inhale, straighten that front knee, pull the bow. Exhale, let it fly back into lunge. Thumbs up, inhale, gather. Exhale, set your sights. Inhale, draw the bow of the heart, straighten that front knee. Exhale, float back in the lunge to the bend. Exhale, set your sights. Inhale, draw the bow. Exhale. 2 more, make it count. Exhale, set your sights on that intention. Inhale, draw. Exhale, let it fly. Turning it over one more time. Inhale, gather, pull it. Exhale, let it fly. And back to feet forward, hands to heart, a little heart to sky 3 times. In the chest, a little humility, also just connecting between heaven and earth. All right, shake it out. We're gonna make a transition to shaking. This is an official transition to the flowing part of the movement of the practice, but that was pretty flowing, so we're good. We're gonna use the healing sound for the lungs again with the combined with the exhale. So as we breathe out through the mouth, and I notice on these recordings the sounds get kind of obscured, but it's an SSS, like you're just exhaling on a deflating tire, and the bounce is from the legs, from the center, letting wrists, shoulders, occiput, face really move with momentum. Deep inhalation to the belly. Exhale, lung healing sounds. One more. Settling in, just noticing fluidity of the energy, the aliveness, the luminosity. And we're going to tonify the chi of the
Mhm.
lungs with Buddha holds up the earth, which is one of the main flows. And the invitation is we're going to benefit our own respiration, immune function by it. And then let's be Buddhas holding up the earth and just knowing that we're kind of contributing to the collective good. Maybe an intention that we had for the collective, we just are being it, and we're just being a vibration of peace that we're sharing. We're helping hold up the earth here. So feet are maybe hip distance or a little wider. You're going to find your spot that feels good. There is going to be a little bend and towards straightening as we rise the hands up, pumping some earth energy. And the arms are in a oval shape, like a low holding the tree type pose, but a little more relaxed. So what we're going to do is as we inhale, we're going to draw the energy up, palms face the chest, and they spiral up to the earth, up to the sky, sorry. Oval shape here, not straight, not bent, stretching the lung meridian, which starts here, ends here. So we're kind of stretching the meridian. That's the top of the inhale. When you're ready to exhale, we're going to float the hands down. The palms are going to face the chest, lungs area, and then kind of maybe face up at the bottom of the exhale. That's where I bend my knees, and then I straighten them a little bit here. Inhale.
Hey Beth, when you're up top, you said you're stretching from here to here, but I can't see you. Can you tell me where I'm
Well,
stretching?
we're stretching the meridian, which comes out of this torso here-ish and ends at the thumb. So it's kind of like these flows connect to both this organ itself and the meridian. So we're just stretching the two meridians on the left and the right arm that are connected to the lung. From the chest to the thumb. Going at your breath's pace. Inhale, floating the hands up. Exhale, float them down. And then the palms facing the chest is a nice way to kind of reinforce this energy for the lungs. Let the breath be full and expand the tissues that surround the lungs, the chest, the ribs, the back torso. And you can expand your vision, like to include that gaze, but more in a peripheral way, like not completely following my hands, but I'm aware my hands are down there, where they're up here, just opening the as I come down, I bend my knees. As I float up, I start to straighten them. I'm never locking the knees, but and let the breath be an allowing full breath. Got 11 Buddhas contributing to that infinite field. one of the emotions connected with the lungs, with the metal element, or some of the emotions are inspiration and courage. And then after the next inhale, we'll meet at the top. We're gonna do a little energy work together. So for all at the top, we're gonna float the hands and take a pause right at the upper part of the lungs, kind of right below the collarbones, feeling the chi, the electromagnetic aliveness between your hands, the palms, and your chest. Just using the healing color, which is a white pearly light, to amplify the tonification. So however that works for you, and if visualizing doesn't work, that's fine, but visualize it coming in through the breath or out of your hands or just blowing in your lungs. White pearly light. Many Priuses that color. I see them, they're like kind of iridescent white. So like, oh, that's the lung color. Upper lungs, and then float the hands down to the middle of the lungs, maybe like low sternum level. Continuing with the breath, with the visualization, just feeling the energy. And I would say the observer effect applies here. It's like we're not just observing while we turn our attention to it. We are starting to have the opportunity to amplify the energy as we notice it. And then lower down, even maybe diaphragm level. Lungs are expansive, long, they're wide, they're deep. When we breathe deeply. And then we're going to drop into the official standing posture for this flow. So I'm going to make sure my feet are facing forward. I might shift the weight a little bit towards the heels, but root to rise, just letting myself go a little taller, even with the knees being soft. Now my arms are still in this oval shape. Now spiral the thumbs out a little bit, lower, embracing the tree pose. And visualizing that white pearly light in whatever way makes sense for you as you breathe. We're going to hold this for 3 full breaths. Going. Feeling energy. And relax at ease. I'm going to do one more simple flow. We were soaring eagle with our soaring breath. Let's just do flying. Wideish stance. The arms are going to float up as we inhale. They can go as high as the shoulders or just a little bit. They float down on the exhale. It's very easeful. There's a weight shift towards the toes as you want to inhale. Towards the heels as you exhale. This just allows for a little spinal undulation. Let the movement of the lower body kind of unravel this flying movement.
Hi, Molly. Molly.
I hear someone, but is that a question?
No, sorry.
Simple enough movement, so allow the breath and the movement to be one. Bring your awareness in. Mm. And slowing the breath down. This is kind of that Libra energy of balance, right to left, the scales of justice,
Are your knees bent or not?
they are soft. Yeah, they're definitely not straight, they're not super bent. But they're part of this chain when I shift my weight that kind of creates some kind of undulation through the legs, through the spine. And a little sinking of the chest here and exhale. Hey, you could go all the way up here. I'm not doing that today, but welcome to effortless. You could also just be super little like this. And come to hold a chi ball right in front of the belly center. Palms will face each other. Breath could kind of pulse the ball of energy a little bit, pulse and contract, expand and contract. This lower dantian is where we kind of focus to store the energy we've cultivated, connected with in a way. The kidneys, organ-wise, are the batteries of the body, and in terms of the three dantians, the lower is closer to that battery. It's really connected with our lower, with our vital life force energy, the physical expression of our bodies. And let's pull down the heavens for storage into the belly center, and then we'll go into our bamboo in the wind. So sweeping the arms up on the inhale, gathering. It's an effortless upward movement and an effortless downward movement, guiding and directing the energy to the belly. Do that a few times. This is a standalone movement you can bring into the, like, I need a break, I'm going to bring some new energy into my field, you know, take a break from the workaday thing. But it also is one of our best storage moves because we're directing ultimately to this belly center. Gathering all the energy we've cultivated that's not needed for any like imminent use. We want to store that, be skillful with our energy. Rest the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. One more. Bamboo in the wind, which is a standing shavasana. We place the hands over the belly, feet and knees together, and then start to let the bones hold us up, relax the soft tissues, the tendons and muscles of the legs. The breath be full into the belly, but relaxed. And if you're not staying for the meditation, I invite you to embody some of that energy of your intention as if it's already manifest. You are feeling the celebration of that, or you're being that energy right now, or you're seeing it all around, however that makes sense. Otherwise, we'll do that for the meditation. A circle around the belly center, winding it in even more. It's beautiful here. And then we're gonna do a little short meditation, seated meditation. So find a chair or sit on the floor if you like.
I'm certainly not great, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I want Yay. Yeah. tricky thing with those timers. I don't just like let it be. So as you're settling in, wherever you're ending up, you could also lay down, that's fine. If you're laying down, it's a little easier to really just surrender to gravity. If you're seated, let your spine be vertical from the sits bones, just rooting and rising, and then everything else kind of surrenders to gravity. And the tailbone, perhaps the feet, whatever's kind of touching what's under you, the floor, which is standing in for the earth. Let yourself feel supported and connected, like gravity holds you. And softening the tissues of the shoulders, the face, the arms, the hands, the thighs, the belly. Letting the breath inhale, exhale through the nose, into the belly, easefully. Take a gander, noticing your inner terrain with your awareness. Maybe your energy field, your emotional state, your mental state, or all of the above. The breath be secondary, allowing your focus to just deepen inwardly. The energy, the light, luminosity. Anytime there's some distractions or thoughts that arise, it's not a big deal. Just bring your attention back to that inner observer, noticing your inner terrain. Process, just always bringing your attention back, practicing strengthening that muscle of concentration, attention. Connecting now with an elevated emotional state. find it through feeling grateful, appreciative, joyful, you bringing your attention on your intention as though it is more fully manifested in your life, in the world, your being, and how would you feel when that is so. Just allowing yourself to vibrate with some elevated emotional state. Awe is a great kind of experience of the awesomeness of our miraculous bodies. Also being aware that we're doing this simultaneously. And like Buddha is holding up the earth, knowing that it's not just for our benefit, although we do benefit by these states of being grateful, peaceful, still, and allowing some of that to be circulated or knowingly shared, that field that all of life emerges from. Equinox is a day of balance, equal day and light everywhere on the globe, in the earth. Perhaps embodying also a sense of balance, connectedness, oneness. Allowing maybe perhaps the breath to, grow this chi ball of energy, of intention, of vibration. As you inhale, expansion, exhale, contraction, or whatever makes sense for you. Just allowing yourself to really glow with these energies. We'll make a transition, being more aware of the outer environment a little bit, the breeze, the sounds, and the sensations of the physical body. Deepen the breath. Tapping on the chest, the sternum lightly is a nice way to bring yourself back.